The planet Valoria had always been quiet. Its cities gleamed with soft blue light, and its people moved with calm, gentle steps. The air smelled of wet earth and flowers, and the sky always seemed a pale shade of green. Life on Valoria was peaceful, almost too peaceful. The Valorians had never known war. They had never needed weapons, because no one had ever tried to take what they had. High above the cities, in the council tower, Chancellor Morel looked out over the capital. He was tall and thin, with skin that shimmered like the water that ran through the streets below. His eyes were bright, but there was a shadow in them. Reports had come from the outer colonies. The Dravik horde had attacked again. Villages were burned, fields destroyed, and many lives lost. The Valorians did not have armies to send. Their ships were meant for travel and trade, not battle. Morel turned to the council, his voice trembling slightly. We cannot stop them alone. We will be gone if help does not arrive. One of the younger council members, Talon, frowned. We have sent messages to the neighboring systems. Surely someone will come. Surely someone will answer. Morel shook his head. We cannot wait. The galaxy does not care for us. The others look at us and see weakness. They will not come. In the communications room, a soft alarm blinked. A message was ready to be sent. It was a call for help, carried on a frequency meant to reach any listening world. Morel's hands hovered over the console. He hesitated. Asking for help had never felt necessary before. Valorians had always solved problems on their own. But now, there was no choice. With a deep breath, he activated the message. Words traveled through the stars. To any who can help, we are Valoria. We are under attack by the Dravik horde. Please, if anyone hears, come. We are in desperate need. For hours, there was only silence. The message traveled farther and farther into space, reaching systems that had never known Valoria's name. Days passed. No reply came. Meanwhile, far from Valoria, on a world called Earth, Commander Ethan Brooks read the distress signal. He was in the bridge of the ship Endurance, a small but fast human vessel. Around him were his crew, Laura Price, the medic, and Ryan Holt, the engineer. They were humans, born on a planet where the air was thick and storms raged frequently. They were strong, used to danger, and trained to survive almost anything. People in the galaxy whispered about humans from Earth. They were called Deathworlders, and few dared to meet them. Ethan studied the message carefully. This planet is not known to any of the big powers, he said. It looks like they are being destroyed, and no one else is coming to help. Laura frowned. They are asking for help. Do we even know if it is safe? Ryan shook his head. Safe is not a word I use when reading messages like this. But we've never turned away from someone in need. Ethan nodded. We go. Prepare the ship. We leave immediately. In Valoria, no one expected help. The cities continued their work. Children played near the rivers, artists painted under the soft light of the towers, and merchants traded goods in the open markets. And yet, the sky was not empty. The Dravik horde approached in their black ships, filling the horizon with shadows. Panic spread among the people. Families ran, trying to hide. Guards fired their small weapons, but it was useless. The Draviks were too strong, too fast, and too brutal. Then, in the sky, bright lights appeared. Not the usual ships of the Galactic Council or the neighboring systems, but something different. The ships were sleek, strong, and looked like they could survive almost any attack. Valorians stopped running. They watched, frozen, as the ships descended. The humans landed at the edge of the capital. Ethan, Laura, and Ryan stepped out. Their armor was dark and practical, their weapons ready but not threatening. Ethan's eyes swept the city. He saw the terror in the Valorians' faces. He raised his hand slightly. We are here to help. We do not wish to harm you. Chancellor Morel came forward, his steps careful. Talon followed close behind. The council members whispered among themselves. They are the Deathworlders, one said. We have heard of them. Ethan smiled faintly. We are humans from Earth. We came because you asked for help. Laura stepped forward, holding a small bag of medical supplies. We can treat your wounded, she said softly. Ryan pointed to the damaged walls. And we can help repair your defenses. The Valorians were stunned. They had never seen anyone offer help without asking for something in return. They studied the humans. Their bodies were strong, their faces determined, their movements quick and precise. They seemed almost made for fighting. Talon whispered to Mirel, "They are built for battle. How can they be here just to help us?" Ethan knelt beside a small group of children hiding behind a fountain. "It's okay," he said gently. "You are safe now." The children stared at him with wide eyes, not believing it. But they could see that he meant it. The humans moved quickly. They organized the Valorians into groups, teaching them how to use simple traps in defensive positions. Ryan worked with the engineers, showing them how to build strong barricades using the materials left by the Draviks. Laura went from house to house, helping treat minor injuries and teaching the citizens how to stay calm in fear. By the end of the first day, a small but strong defensive line had formed around the capital. The Valorians, who had been weak and helpless, began to feel something new: hope. That night, Ethan walked with Talon along the edge of the city. "Your people are brave," Ethan said. "They just need someone to show them how strong they really are." Talon looked at him closely. "You are not like anyone we have ever seen. You fight like beasts, yet you protect without asking for reward." Why? And Ethan shrugged. "Because if no one stands up, no one survives. We know what it means to be left alone, and we do not leave anyone behind." Far above them, the Dravik ships hovered, dark and menacing. The first signs of attack would come in hours, maybe minutes. The Valorians had never faced an enemy like this. But now, standing beside the humans, they felt ready. For the first time, they understood that survival was not about fear, it was about courage. Inside the city, families huddled together, watching the horizon. The humans moved among them, giving instructions, offering reassurance, and preparing them for the coming battle. Even though the Draviks would strike soon, the people of Valoria were no longer alone. The stars above seemed brighter that night, and in the quiet moments when the Valorians dared to look up, they could see the human ships waiting. They could see the figures of Ethan, Laura, and Ryan standing ready to fight for strangers. And in their hearts, the Valorians felt something they had never felt before: the strange, growing sense that they might survive. The humans had arrived, and everything was about to change. The sun rose over Valoria, casting soft green light on the city. The humans were already awake, moving quickly. Ethan checked his equipment while Laura packed medical supplies, and Ryan inspected the defensive barricades they had built the day before. The Valorians watched silently, unsure how to act. They had never seen such energy and focus. Chancellor Morel approached the humans. "We are grateful for your presence," he said, "but we have no experience in fighting. How can we protect ourselves?" Ethan nodded. "We will show you. You may not be trained, but you have something important: courage. That is what matters more than weapons." Talon stepped forward. "We are willing to learn," he said, "but we have never fought before. The Draviks will destroy us quickly." Laura smiled gently. "Then we will make sure you are ready. We will teach you step by step. You will not face them unprepared." The humans split the Valorians into small groups. Ryan worked with engineers and builders. He showed them how to strengthen the walls and towers using the materials left by the Dravik attacks. Simple methods, like stacking metal plates and creating traps, would make the city stronger. The Valorians listened carefully, following his instructions. Their movements were slow at first, but they began to pick up the pace as Ryan demonstrated each step. Ethan took the Valorian fighters aside. He showed them how to hold weapons, how to move quietly, and how to use cover. The Valorians were nervous at first. Their hands shook, and they stumbled over the simple drills. But Ethan encouraged them. "Do not be afraid," he said. "You are stronger than you think. You just need to trust yourself." Laura went from house to house, helping families prepare for emergencies. She showed them how to care for wounds, how to stop bleeding, and how to calm frightened children. Many Valorians had never seen medicine used in this way. They were amazed at how humans could act quickly and calmly under pressure. By mid-morning, the first group of Valorian fighters had learned how to fire basic weapons and how to move in small squads. Ethan watched them carefully. Not bad, he said. You are learning faster than I expected. Keep practicing. Ryan worked on a large barricade at the city gates. Valorians helped him lift heavy beams and place metal plates. At first, they struggled with the weight, but Ryan showed them how to use levers and pulleys. Use your strength together, he said. One person alone cannot move this, but together, you are unstoppable. Talon observed quietly. He had never seen his people work like this. Fear had been replaced by determination. These humans are not like anyone we have ever known, he said to Mirel. They fight, they build. They heal and they do it all for us. Wibe Ethan overheard him. He smiled faintly. Because when someone calls for help, we go. That is what humans do. It is not about reward or fame. It is about doing what is right. In the afternoon, a warning came from the scanners. A small Dravic patrol was approaching the city outskirts. The Valorians panicked, but Ethan raised his hand. Stay calm, he said. This is your chance to practice what we taught you. Follow my instructions, and nothing will happen. The humans led the Valorians to prepared positions. Ryan activated simple traps he had set along the path where the patrol would approach. Ethan and Laura stood at the center, coordinating movements, when the Dravic patrol arrived. It was larger than expected. The aliens advanced quickly, their claws and weapons gleaming in the sunlight. The Valorians froze for a moment, but Ethan shouted, Now, move! The Valorians obeyed, using the barricades and traps. Simple pits, hidden spikes, and swinging metal plates slowed the Dravics. Ryan fired a small cannon, knocking several attackers off balance. Laura tended to the first injured Valorian, showing others how to wrap wounds quickly. Talon fought beside Ethan, trying to mimic his movements. At first, he stumbled, but Ethan caught him. Focus, he said. Keep your eyes on your target, not your fear. Slowly, the Valorians began to fight with more confidence. They blocked, dodged, and pushed back. The Dravic patrol retreated, surprised by the unexpected resistance. The humans had taught them to survive. After the fight, the Valorians cheered quietly. They had won a small victory. It was not the end, but it was proof that they could fight. Ethan gathered the fighters. Today was good, he said. But the Dravic horde is larger than this patrol. You must keep practicing. Every moment counts. You cannot rely on luck. Talon looked at him with respect. You are not only strong in battle, he said. You teach us strength of the mind and heart as well. Laura treated minor injuries while talking to the citizens. Fear is natural, she said. But courage grows when you act, even when you are afraid. Today, you were brave. Tomorrow, you will be stronger. Ryan continued improving the barricades. He taught the Valorians how to repair damage quickly and how to make traps. That did not require heavy effort. Even the weakest citizens could help in small ways. Every person counts, he said. Even the smallest action can make a difference. As night fell, the city was quiet again. Families returned home, exhausted but safe. The Valorians had started to believe that survival was possible. They watched the stars, where the human ships rested, and felt a strange comfort. Ethan, Laura, and Ryan gathered in the command tent. We need to be ready, Ethan said. The Dravics will not stop with one patrol. They will attack in force. Laura nodded. We will need to train more people and prepare for medical emergencies. Injuries will come, and we must be ready, Ryan added, and we need to finish the defenses. If they breach the walls, we need escape routes, traps, and fallback positions. Ethan studied the maps of the city. We are running out of time, he said. But we can make a difference. The Valorians have courage. Now they need skill. We will give it to them. Over the next few days, the humans trained the Valorians tirelessly. Every morning, they practiced drills, learned new tactics, and improved defenses. Every evening, the wounded were treated, and lessons were reviewed. Slowly, the people of Valoria began to change. Their fear did not disappear completely, but it was replaced by confidence. Talon, once timid and hesitant, now led small groups in drills. He moved quickly, listened to instructions, and helped teach others. Mirel watched silently, amazed at the transformation. I have never seen anything like this, he said. These humans awakened something in us we never knew existed. The city itself began to change. Walls were reinforced with metal and stone. Traps were hidden along the streets, and watchtowers overlooked every approach. Even the smallest children learned where to hide, how to signal danger, and how to help the wounded. One night, Ethan walked with Talon again. "You have improved a lot," he said. "But the real test is coming. The Horde will not wait forever." Talon nodded. "We are ready to try, thanks to you. But your people are different. They seem to never tire, never fear, never complain." "How is that possible?" Ethan smiled faintly. "It is not that we are without fear. It is that we do not let fear control us. We act, we survive. That is how we live on Earth. You will learn it too, if you keep practicing." Laura joined them, carrying bandages. "And remember," she said softly, "helping each other makes us stronger. You do not have to face danger alone." As the nights passed, the humans and Valorians worked together. The city grew stronger. People who had once hidden in fear now walked with purpose. Children learned to move quietly and follow instructions. Families knew where to go if danger came. And the Valorian fighters learned the first rule Ethan had taught them: courage was the start. But action was everything. From above, the Dravic Horde watched. They saw a city that seemed ordinary, but something had changed. The humans were there, and anyone who had seen humans fight knew that nothing simple could defeat them. The next day, scouts reported Dravic ships approaching faster than before. The time for training was ending. It would soon be the first real battle. Ethan gathered the Valorian leaders. "This is the moment we have trained for," he said. "We will fight together. Do not let fear take you. Remember what you have learned. Trust your skills. Trust each other. We fight not just to survive, but to protect everyone who cannot fight." The Valorians looked at each other, then at the humans. They nodded. For the first time, they did not feel helpless. They were ready to stand and face the enemy. The Deathworlders had taught them more than fighting. They had taught them hope, and soon, that hope would be tested in a way no one could imagine. The sun had barely risen when the alarm sounded. Scanners had detected the Dravic Horde approaching the city. This was no small patrol like before. Hundreds of their ships filled the sky. Black and menacing, moving fast, the Valorians froze at first. They had never seen such a force, but the humans moved calmly, giving orders and preparing defenses. Ethan walked quickly through the city streets, checking positions. "Everyone to your stations," he said. "Remember your training. Stay calm. Follow instructions. Protect the people." Talon led a group of Valorian fighters to the walls. They carried the weapons Ethan had taught them to use. Their hands shook at first, but the memory of training gave them strength. "We are ready," he said quietly to Ethan. Ryan was in the watchtower, adjusting the cannons he had helped build. He checked the traps along the roads and the barricades near the city gates. "We've done all we can," he said. "Now it's time to see if it works." Laura moved through the streets, helping families find safe shelters. She carried medical supplies and instructed volunteers on how to treat injuries. The city was tense, but her calm voice helped people stay steady. The first Dravic ships entered the atmosphere, their dark forms blotting out the pale green sky. They hovered above the city, scanning for weaknesses. The Valorians trembled. The humans stood firm. Ethan raised his hand, signaling the start of the defense. Ryan fired the first cannon. The shot hit a Dravic scout ship, sending it spinning away. It was a small victory, but it gave the Valorians courage. "We can do this," Talon whispered to his team. The Dravic Horde landed troops at the outskirts of the city. They moved quickly, claws and weapons ready, attacking without mercy. Ethan and the fighters met them at the barricades. The humans led the Valorians, showing them where to stand, how to aim, and when to attack. At first, it was chaos. The Valorians stumbled, tripping over traps or running when they should have held their ground. Ethan shouted instructions, moving among them, correcting mistakes. "Block, push, aim for the legs. Keep moving." Laura ran from one injured Valorian to another. She bandaged wounds, applied salves, and encouraged the fighters. "Stay focused. she shouted. You are stronger than you know. Ryan operated the cannons, firing rapidly at incoming Dravic troops. Valorians helped reload and adjust aim under his guidance. The combination of traps, cannons, and human direction slowed the attackers. Talon fought with determination, blocking a Dravic soldier and pushing it back. His movements were not perfect, but he learned quickly. When a younger fighter hesitated, he grabbed their hand and guided them. Do not stop. We can do this together. Hours passed. The Dravic horde pushed forward, but they met unexpected resistance. The city's defenses held. Barricades, traps, and the humans' tactics made each attack costly for the enemy. The Valorians began to fight with courage. They moved faster, aimed more carefully, and trusted each other. Families helped from behind the walls, handing weapons and supplies. Even children assisted in small ways, signaling when enemies approached or carrying water to the wounded. Ethan moved to the center of the battle, helping wherever he was needed most. He fought with precision and strength, showing the Valorians how to face the Dravics without fear. Every action he took inspired those around him. Laura tended to dozens of wounded, never pausing. Giving encouragement and care, Ryan repaired cannons, quickly under fire, making sure they continued to function. Their presence gave the Valorians hope. By midday, the first wave of the Dravic horde began to falter. The losses were greater than expected. The humans had prepared the city well, and the Valorians fought harder than ever. Ethan shouted encouragement. Hold the line. Every step matters. You are not alone. Talon noticed that even the youngest fighters were standing firm. They are learning. He said to Mirel, We are learning. Mirel watched, astonished. They are teaching us to fight like we never imagined. The humans, they are extraordinary. The Dravic soldiers tried to regroup and launch another assault. This time, the Valorians were ready. They moved as one, using the barricades and traps effectively. Cannons fired, traps were sprung, and the humans led counterattacks that forced the enemy back. Ethan moved to defend a breach where a group of Dravic soldiers had broken through. Talon joined him, and together they pushed the attackers back out of the city. Sweat ran down their faces, and exhaustion weighed on them, but neither faltered. Laura treated a wounded Valorian at the breach. You are doing great, she said. Keep fighting. You are protecting everyone. The Valorian nodded, renewed by her words. Ryan noticed one of the cannons failing under heavy fire. Without hesitation, he ran forward, dodging attacks to repair it. A Valorian joined him, lifting heavy parts and following his instructions. Within minutes, the cannon fired again, striking down advancing Dravic soldiers. The battle raged for hours. Smoke filled the streets, fires burned, and the screams of the enemy were mixed with the shouts of the defenders. The Valorians, who had been weak and scared just days ago, were now fighting with skill and courage. Ethan watched as Talon led a group to take control of a street blocked by enemy forces. They moved quickly, using strategy and teamwork. The Dravics had not expected organized resistance from Valorians, and it cost them heavily. Laura moved to a larger shelter to treat dozens of wounded at once. She taught Valorians how to apply bandages, stop bleeding, and calm panic. Every person you save matters, she told them. Do not give up. Ryan coordinated with others to set traps in the enemy's retreat path. When the Dravics tried to flee, they ran into hidden pitfalls and blocked paths. Many were captured or forced back into the open where the Valorians could fight them. By evening, the first major wave of the Dravic horde had been repelled. The city was battered but standing. Fires burned in some areas, but people were alive. The Valorians gathered together, looking at the humans with a mixture of awe and gratitude. Talon approached Ethan. We did it, he said. We actually fought them off. I never thought we could. Ethan shook his head. You did it. We only guided you. You learned quickly and fought bravely. This is your victory. Laura treated the last of the wounded in the central square. You all did well today, she said. Remember this feeling. Courage grows with action. Ryan inspected the walls and traps. They will return. But we are ready. We know what to expect now, and we can improve. Morel walked among the fighters, quietly observing. I cannot believe what I have seen, he said. Our people, our children, they have grown stronger than I ever imagined. These humans, they have given us more than protection. They have given us courage. As night fell, the city was quiet again. The Dravic horde had retreated, but they would not be gone for long. The humans gathered the Valorian leaders. Rest tonight if you can, Ethan said. Tomorrow, we prepare for the next wave. They will come stronger. But now you know you can fight, and that knowledge is powerful. Talon looked around at the exhausted but proud fighters. We are ready, he said. Thanks to them, we are not afraid anymore. Ethan smiled faintly. Courage is important, but remember, the fight is not over. You must stay alert, work together, and trust each other. That is how you survive. Laura moved among families, ensuring everyone had a safe place to sleep. Remember what you learned today, she said softly. Fear is normal, but action makes you stronger. You proved that today. Ryan repaired the last of the damaged defenses. We have a few hours before they return. Get some rest, but remember, we are ready. Every person here has a role, and every role matters. The Valorians watched the stars that night. They had faced death and survived. They had learned courage from the humans, and they knew, deep in their hearts, that the next day would test them again. Ethan, Laura, and Ryan stood together on the city walls, looking out at the horizon. They will come again. Ethan said, and we will be ready. We will not fail them. Laura nodded, and we will be here to guide them every step of the way. Ryan adjusted his equipment. The city is stronger. The people are stronger, and we are ready. Whatever comes next, we face it together. The stars shone over Valoria, quiet and endless. But below them, in the city that had learned to fight, life moved with purpose, courage, and hope. The first major battle had been won. The humans had shown the Valorians what it meant to survive and to protect, and the Dravic horde would soon learn that Valoria was not as weak as they had thought.